So, I've been asking people a simple question: authenticity or happiness? And some people actually had to think about it. Beautiful day, unlimited sparkle. You're watching Live Unbound with Liv Kissper, and today I'm going to tell you why happiness is so overrated, and I'll offer you a healthy alternative. 15 years ago, I was walking on the streets of London with my friend, and suddenly we were approached by a guy, a mysterious guy. He was probably one of the Hare Krishna groups, and he asked us, "Girls, do you know what is the purpose of life?" And I was like, "Oh," and my friend was like, "Yes, it's happiness." And I felt upset that I didn't know, and I felt also delighted that suddenly I knew. And then these two were suddenly doing the dance and then the happiness Krishna dance, I don't know. And I walked out, but that moment really stuck with me. And since then, I had something to do. I had to do happiness. So I've been pursuing happiness, I've been chasing happiness, and I realized that it's really a trap. And I know a lot of people trying to get into the happy space, and they try to pursue happiness. But happiness, actually, when you think about it, it's always depending on something else. Like, once I get this, I will feel happy. Once I meet this person, I will be happy. And it's conditional, and it's just disempowering because it's always dependent on something else. And happiness, as you know, always fluctuating. You know, sometimes you feel happy and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. So happiness is completely overrated, and I give you a really good alternative. You're gonna love this. So think about happiness versus grace. Maybe you've heard this word before. Maybe it's got some religious connotations. Just think about it for a minute as a space. For me, grace means a space where I honor myself and I honor my deepest desire. Some people say grace is the divine influence that will help you to resist temptation and help you to be bring up your best qualities. But really, for me, it's a space, and it goes beyond what I'm having or achieving right now. So how does it work? How do you know that you are in a space of grace? And how do you know that you are in a space of happiness? Well, it's really simple. In your life, you have two plans: Plan A and Plan B. Plan A is a plan that you follow if you really follow your deepest desires, your deepest heart desires, the things that you really, really, really want. But most of the time, you're actually really scared to ask for because it's painful when you don't get that. That's because you're pursuing happiness. Anyway, so there is Plan A and there is a Plan B. We go into Plan B when we think that Plan A is really scary to pursue, or not pursue, just to hold in our bodies, because desire can be held in our bodies and in our being. We actually don't have to have something right now. For being in a graceful space, we can postpone these desires and hold them in our bodies. That means that we can wait until our best next option. It means raising our standards, really not settling down for any plan B or C or D or Z. We really want to settle down only for our Plan A. And what happens when that happens? Well, when I settle down, maybe settle down is not the right word. maybe when I honor myself with being in my Plan A, I am in a space of grace immediately. And it doesn't matter if I'm actually getting what I want, or if I don't. I am in it, and I'm taking actions towards reaching that goal or that space. But there is actually no goal, because I am already it. I'm already in it. I am grace. I'm in a graceful space. And you get there really by taking action towards that step, towards that desire that you have. And I so encourage you to really go for that deepest heart desires that you have, and not settling down for anything else. Because being in a space of grace feels so empowering. It means not cutting corners. It means not compromising. It means having good boundaries because you know what you want and you know that you only want that and you're not gonna settle down for anything else because deep inside you know what is best for you and how you can honor yourself. So actually being in a space of grace is honoring yourself and honoring your deepest desires. Now, happiness is a completely different story because happiness doesn't really honor your deepest desires. It just goes for anything that makes you happy in that moment or in a short term, sometimes long term, but it doesn't matter. Being in the grace. I hope you will get something out of this. I also want to say something about your desires because some people have a slight allergy to desires or to that word because from the Buddhist perspective, for example, they think that desire is a bad thing to have, but actually it got lost in translation. It doesn't mean that desire is the root of suffering. They actually meant cravings or addictions are roots of suffering. Actually, our deepest desires are our navigation system in our life. It's why we're here. If you have a deep heart desire, it's your birthright to actually go for that. And it doesn't matter if you get it or not. It's really just that journey towards it. That's grace. And I encourage you to just see your life from this kind of perspective that you don't really have to have all these things, achieve all these things that maybe your parents told you have to, or your society told you have to achieve. Because there is something that you really want. And a good way to find your desires, your deepest desire, is to also look into your deepest fears. Take your time to really feel what you really want in your life. All the time, every day. I do it every day. What do I really want? And sometimes I don't know because I already have it. And when I have it, that's also beautiful. I'm also in a space of grace. And how grace feels to me, it feels so empowering. It feels so beautiful. It doesn't feel like I'm going up and down. It feels just constant, even though I won't get these things that I'm really wanting right now, or the way I want them right now. I'm taking actions that are aligned with those deep desires. And I know it's hard because we get tempted all the time, but I hope that this video will maybe shift something in the way you see yourself, you see happiness and grace, and you'll be able to settle down into your natural space, which is grace. So let me know in the comments below. Please send this video to anyone who is not really happy in their lives. It's probably because they've been searching for happiness for too long. So how far will you go to live unbound?